Everybody's
Everyone keeps 30
locals?
Yeah, try not to walk too much,
Yeah,
because we'll get vibration.
Sorry, Jess,
Good
locals?
vibrations or bad
Locals, you're all
vibrations?
right? Great.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Okay. Tourism has always mattered in Queensland, and it will always matter. Tourism is one of our biggest employers right across the state, whether it's along our beautiful beaches, in international destinations like Cairns, the Great Barrier Reef, the Gold Coast, the Whitsundays, or out west in some of our more exciting outback experiences. That's why, as a Labor government, we have actively supported the tourism industry now in a number of ways, whether it's building infrastructure, as you see here in Cairns on the Esplanade, with the redevelopment of that magnificent Cairns Esplanade, or the recent redevelopment of the cruise terminal in Cairns, or our proposal to invest in an extension to the convention and entertainment precinct. But we always need to be working with our tourism industry to ensure that it can continue to grow. That's why I'm very pleased today to be here with my colleagues, my local members and candidates for Cairns, and the Minister for Tourism, Jan Jarrett, to announce a new Labor government will invest $50 million in a comprehensive new tourism strategy for Queensland. The $50 million strategy will have a number of components. Firstly, a $15 million allocation into an aviation attraction program. We will be working with airlines from around Australia and around the world to provide financial incentives for those airlines to start bringing passengers for the first time into Queensland. That $15 million will see $2.5 million allocated to Cairns, $2.5 million allocated to the Gold Coast, both of which are regional international airports, a further $5 million available to other airports around Queensland to bid for that money, to put in place their own incentive programs, and another $5 million allocation for marketing into new destinations. In addition, our new tourism strategy will include a $10 million allocation over the next 3 years to double the funding of our regional tourism organisations. Our regional tourism organisations do a lot of the hard work on the ground promoting their local area to markets around Australia and the world. We've worked in partnership with our regional tourism organisations. We want to grow that partnership, and we will double their core funding. In addition, we understand that for tourism in Queensland to continue to grow, we need to be going and working in new markets. One of the biggest growing markets in our region is China. We know that as China industrialises, as more and more people in China have disposable income to start to come out and see the world, that they'll be looking to see what there is to see in Australia. And we want Queensland to become China's premier market in Australia. So there will be a dedicated $5 million strategy targeting China, targeting 22 new cities in China with a big marketing campaign promoting Queensland. And I'll ask the Minister to say a few more words about that in a moment. And finally, the new tourism strategy will include a $20 million allocation that will be distributed on a competitive basis for new tourism infrastructure. We know that we need to see private investment in tourism, like we see here with the magnificent Skyrail in Cairns, but public infrastructure such as lagoons and boardwalks in public spaces also add to the tourism experience. So that $20 million will be available statewide for the sort of public infrastructure like boardwalks, esplanade lagoons and others that will enhance a visitor experience. This is the biggest injection in tourism that we've seen in Queensland in decades. It represents a $14 million increase on our election commitment in 2009, which we fully implemented. It will see marketing into our most strategic markets, a new aviation strategy, and an infrastructure program specifically for tourism for the first time. We've been a government that has heavily invested in tourism infrastructure, but we've never had a dedicated program like this. It's come out of other programs here and there through local government grants, etc. This tourism infrastructure program will be a new component on the tourism landscape, and we want to work in partnership with not only tourism organisations but with local governments to make sure we get the best value for that investment. What we want to see is our tourism expenditure double by 2020. If we're going to reach that target, we need to invest, and these new investments will make a real difference. Let's face it, Queensland is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Visiting here is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We want the world to know that visiting Queensland is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and we are going to work with the tourism industry to bring more people here. I'll invite the Minister to make some comments about